Hey everybody, it's Randall. So tonight, whenever you're watching this video, we're going to talk about something the Republicans did last week that the national media did not catch. Okay? This is a story that sort of went, underreported, not reported, whatever you want to use. They voted to posthumously clear Richard Nixon of any wrongdoing in Watergate. Yeah, you heard that right. As far as they're concerned, Richard Nixon was totally justified in sending Gordon Liddy and his cronies to wiretap the Democratic Reelection Committee. Everything he did, they said, was, hey, it's above board. And they basically validated something that Richard Nixon had said to David Frost in that legendary interview: when the president does it, it's not illegal. Let that sit in. By not allowing witnesses to testify at Donald Trump's impeachment hearing, the Republicans have basically justified the edict of Richard Nixon when he says the president does it, it's not illegal. And by voting against witnesses, they pretty much did symbolically clear Richard Nixon of any wrongdoing as far as Watergate was concerned. All right, that's a fact. This is the new Republican Party. They are putting Donald Trump over party. They are putting Donald Trump over the best interest of this country. They are not beholden to you anymore. No, 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 no. They're beholden to Trump, who I've decided to now call the Teflon Don. That's his name. I'm now calling Donald Trump Teflon Don. And for those of you who might be a little bit too young, Teflon was just basically, I don't know if it's still around, but there were pans that basically nothing stuck to. All right? So we're going to call Donald Trump Teflon Don. Some of you may pick up on that he's not the first to earn that moniker. You're right. John Gotti. Yeah, John Gotti was the first to be called Teflon Don because he was a Don in the mafia, and the FBI, the feds. They did everything that they could to convict Gotti of some of the stuff that he was doing, and he always walked. All right. And the irony of me calling Donald Trump Teflon Don right now is that Donald Trump sort of made his attorney, Roy Cohn, available to John Gotti. Roy Cohn was John Gotti's defense attorney when Gotti was facing murder charges in '78. They eventually were pled down to manslaughter. Gotti served he was sentenced about 5 years. I think he only served 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. And for those of you wondering, well, why would Trump do something like that? Well, Donald Trump wants to build hotels and casinos in the New York City, Atlantic City area. The mafia has a lot of, they had a lot of control over that back then. So, yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Donald Trump loaned Roy Cohn to the mafia to defend John Gotti. And for those of you who know about the history of the mafia, it's not like they just call an attorney up out of the phone book and say, hey, will you defend me? These guys typically have their own attorneys who have been defending the family for years. So Trump is going to escape removal from office. That's the sad fact we have to deal with. He has become Teflon Don because nothing's sticking to him. As I record this, I did hear rumblings that CNN apparently is gotten hold of some emails saying that, yeah, Trump did decide to withhold aid to Ukraine unless they investigated the Bidens, which is just spectacular now over the fact that if this is true and the Republicans decided, yeah, we're not going to hear any witnesses that would show that Trump did this, yeah, that brings home the point that they're no longer about you. They're about Donald Trump. They're only beholden to Donald Trump. So how can we fix this? You see, we need to save the republic. We need to save the republic because right now we are going down a slippery slope to fascism. All right, we've already got Trump basically exalting Fox News as a state media. He basically was able to invite a foreign power to meddle in the elections, which is high crimes and treason, and he got away with it. Yeah. So Teflon Don has gotten away with a lot, and he's been aided by the Republicans. See, this is where you got to put any bias aside that you have against a candidate for president. I don't care if you're an Elizabeth Warren supporter, Bernie Sanders supporter, Joe Biden, whoever. If you're going to vote blue and your candidate doesn't get nominated, just vote blue anyways, all right? This is not about you and who you want to see president as far as the Democrats are concerned. For the country, for our founding fathers, for the future, we need to vote Trump out of office. Okay? America is already no longer the same America that we all woke up in on November 8th, 2016. If Donald Trump wins re-election and gets 4 more years, in 2024, this will no longer be a country any of us recognize. Not even the history books. We have to vote Teflon Don out of office, and every Republican that was complicit with him in covering up a scandal. That's it. Have a good day, and a better tomorrow.